Zelete, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Something massive happened in the Sahel. For a very long time, are all in all the saviors, the protectors, the unifiers, the messiahs, the kings of kings, almost loud. General Assimi Goïta, Captain Ibrahim Traore, and General Abdurrahman Chiani have been singing one song, but it's like a lot of people refuse to believe what they have been saying. But finally, the trap that they set caught a very big fish, and the fish admitted. They have been pointing fingers at France. That France is the one destabilizing them, causing everything in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, making sure that they never have peace. Look at the attacks that happened in Niamey airport. Look at all the things that, like the coups, the plots, you see everything they have been doing all this while. But finally, the trap that General Assimi Goïta, our all in all, the father of our revolution, just caught this big fish. And it's like they have no other way left than to accept.
August 2020. People of Africa receive our greetings. The young French woman trapped. She tries as best she can to try to get out of the way. But in reality, the traps keep closing in more. And the other one there, the Farfalus of Dakar, there, Serge Daniel. He tweeted so much about Les Publications. I said, Serge Daniel, there you are taken. We hold you where it hurts. And their antennas, their relays. Africans who work for them have multiplied, they have multiplied the trays, multiplied the tweets. Facebook publications. Go to YouTube on TikTok. We said this time. You are in the bags, BR. You hold you, yeah, we hold you. Because until we try to explain in 1,000 ways that there was no FML or genome, nor Islamic State that it was France. They were European countries. It was imperialist powers that attacked our countries. They were the ones who ordered these countries to attack the convoy of our tankers. They were the ones who ordered the attack on our factories. They are the ones who order the laying of anti-personnel mines. In front of civilian convoys, they are the ones who order these terrorists to their mercenaries, to go and mistreat our peasants into their fields. We had these among the ways. But let me say thank you to the strategist general, to Assimi Goïta, an authentic work that His Excellence has done. Until then, we had our aim. They won military operation of the 25th of April failure. They tried 1,000 ways failure, 4 July failure. Finally, they accept. We want Malian soldiers held by your mercenaries in exchange for security guard. 82 Malian soldiers, no less. By causing the 82 soldiers to die the same days, it was a clear message for them to understand each other. Our military were held by the young French woman through its unconventional army, who are the armed terrorist groups. And that's it. The truth is, the young French girl who informs them of these terrorists who equip them. You are interested in the drones they currently have available. They have sophisticated devices coming from the young French, the terrorists who were there before Barkhane was expelled, and others there and them. They are almost all neutralized. They did not have a drone. They brought other software from armed terrorist groups. Anna and we are neutralizing like this. So you have to go show the traps. What is the young French girl to show to the eyes of the world? That it gives orders to armed terrorist groups. Yesterday they said they received one of the spokespersons for the FL. There I say, but you do that, you push more. In the name of what a terrorist FL finds itself on the TV set 5. In the name of which country, in the name of which anointing, in the name of which exit they are the terrorists who have weapons against the Malian people. That's why I am so. I asked the LAS authorities, how we call the movement there, FNLC, yeah, FNLC. The people of there who also want their autonomy, of their independence. If we can have their contact, they will make direct from space. and our media will interview them live. We will support their fight. At least they are people from there. Bandits presented to us, who want to claim the partition of our country. I went to check their profiles, I assure you that. Many are Libyans of Algerians, Mauritanians and Sahrawi. Other nationalities of people who have nothing to do with our country. So we recruited mercenaries left-right. It must be said that to make them say that they are Martian emissaries to the Americans. That's it. So they say and are to the Americans. They go for a flag. They had a first flag that they have abandoned, they say now, to benefit. Support aids. Of the imperialists, it is necessary to imitate the Ukrainian flag. They went to get the Ukrainian flags, only what they forget some of them. They will say they are fighting for Islam. But the Ukrainian flags, they're what they forget, it is close to the ideology of Wubi. Ah, yes. In any case, it looks like a flag. The Ivory Coast is not far from Wubi. So finally, what are these young towns mercenaries from nowhere? A Tuareg? I say it's not true. Majority of Tuareg in Mali strongly supports the struggle of the Malian authorities. They are people who are real Republicans. Of the Malians, of the convinced Malian patriots, I can name you so many names. They are manipulated people who have nothing to do with the Mali. So they are caught in their own trap, and that they will not escape. They try to get out of the way. Try to justify yourself, huh? No, they started by saying, and there is a terrorist leader, FLA, who had been released in exchange after. They said no, but they were wrong, no. They lied that it was not true, and even they say they should have lied. No FLAN terrorists were released. The Malian military and the French military. So we are at war with who makes us the war that. It is not hidden from anyone. But there is no more blind than the one who does not want to see. No more deaf than those who do not want to hear. This is where we knock out the people of Africa. They took in their own trap. So they wanted a pass, yeah. Some terrorists, if they were released, nobody of them has not been released in any case. Not when I passed this mission. The only one who was released was Lieutenant Colonel. Of the French Army, it is of the Air Force. The young French woman. Jean-Christian Bernard Vizelier. Watch those who will dare to come back again. Not this time, maybe. I don't know. We're going to put the bar higher there again, very high. We don't play with that people of Africa, the traps. It continues, but what which is a bit aberrant in this story, is that they are not even French as a tell being. When I say French people understand, who are trying to justify the unjustifiable. But some Mali nationals there. We had a former minister of evil. An asshole like that, he was minister of justice. But if you see him, he is so angry. He tells her, but what's your problem? Since when are you French? What's your problem? It does not go Serge Daniel. He is in dire straits. You too are Serge Gallic. Daniel. Where are you have Frankish ancestors? What's your problem? You were part of the empire. Since when is your problem take your salary? Realize your salads, limit yourself but until your temperature rises, Allah is something else. Why this emperor me? What's your problem? You're a sucker. The beautiful stay of water does not transform. Never a crocodile tree trunk peace of mind. Say that it's du bois d'un couillate, but what's your problem? It's a story, a problem between an Asian country who is defending herself against the young Frenchwoman who does everything to maintain himself. It is this war that is in progress. You are serious. They recruited you to make their propaganda limit. You to take your salary. You saw their correspondent who is in Iran, who threatened to resign once. What do you call it? Horses pledges to something like that? At least if it is a little clairvoyant that Serge Daniel. He refused to be made to say things that are not true. And Serge Daniel at your age. Now you continue to behave like that at your age. And then he is angry. And he is revolted when I see them there. The others there. I see them. Those who have benefited from political asylum in France. Or what they're because they are housed fed band of lazy people. You didn't work, you lazy people. You see, but here is. I'm in a quiet village in Mali. As you can see behind me that it's a garden, so it works the earth here. No need to go clean the shoes of Manuel Macron. That's what we live on. We don't need to go. You see the mango trees? You see other fruit trees all around. You see that we carved this. So we don't need that the young Frenchwoman, us lodge, gives us food to criticize our own people. No, as long as health is here, we prefer to work. People of Africa, the young French girl is at ease. These 6 beeping positions, we have them this time. They want to get out of the way. No, everything is clear for African Lambda citizens. That the terrorist FL inflicted on the young French girl. It is enough that the young Frenchwoman orders. And then these terrorists will execute. This is what has been shown to the general public, its excellence. General Assimi Goita, we can never greet you enough for this exceptional work. This work of great master. They are in the bags. They are taken. They agitate all those who support the terrorists EETFE. But they even go far. I said they're just sinking, look. Where are the terrorists of their someone who sits on TV? And it's me they will allow to speak on TV. That's what I mean. Which gives them the word on TV. TV, seriously, there it is, media of whom? It's people of Africa. We thank you, we can no longer escape. Now what is left? It is the war that continues to give way to our armed forces of defense and security. Thank you, people of Africa.
Our all in all is asking, why would the same France now ask that they will release the 82 Malian soldiers who were held captive by the TT people in exchange for this man? If they are not having anything, you understand, why will you ask the TT people to release the 82 so that this your one person will be released? Because as our all in all have been saying, that these people are the ones that are giving the to the TT people, sponsoring them. We saw the things that they brought out, they communicate. They mention France, they mention Ukraine and their allies. You see, always they have been telling us that these are the people destabilizing their country. And even General Abdurrahmani Chiani said Macron is a financier, according to General Abdurrahmani Chiani. And they come out to tell the world that it is not true. They are only making stories up just to paint them black. It's because they claim that they came into office to do ABC and they couldn't do that. That is why they are looking for means and ways to now blame people. But this big trap just expose them. If you have nothing in common with the TT, why would TT arrest or capture 82 Malian soldiers? And you will then demand that the 82 soldiers be released so that your one person will be brought back to you. So people are asking this simple question. Who is really the one sponsoring these people? I hope now Africans will understand this simple logic. Our saviors, our protectors want to let the world understand that what they have been saying is not because they just want to fabricate issues. It's not because they came into power to liberate themselves, to fight against the TT people, and they couldn't do it. That's why they are pointing fingers at France. So with this, what evidence do you need? Those of you who are still eating the oppressor's narrative, and when they say something, you even come and tell the world that no credible international, I don't know why an African fighting for liberation will still sit down and expect that before anything can be viewed as credible, it must come from their oppressors. I don't know why we should be having that mindset. And I hope African Union will at least now see the reason to which we don't need democracy, but we need leaders that will fight for the total liberation of the African. Like the Sierra Leone First Lady said, what do you say you are independent from? Because we don't control nothing. The day you rise up to do the right thing for your people, the big boss will show up. The husband went ahead, Julius Maada Bio, to tell us that they protect borders as leaders in Davos instead of protecting the people. So, if Paul Kagame also said, these people come with their human rights and then their democracy in one hand, and the other, they'll be using that for our resources. Why then do we need these things from the oppressor? Why do we need their way of life, their way of leadership, and everything that was imposed on us? So our all-in-all General Assimi Goïta exposed the people to the whole world red-handed. This one is no longer them making things up. If you don't have any connection with TT, how then do you tell the TT to release these people for one French man? The leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they are not ordinary people. They can see things you can't see. Today, what they want the whole world to see has happened. They are no longer the ones telling the world that these are the people behind the TT people, destabilizing them. They themselves admitted the African must start to believe himself, and the time for you to rise up and fight is now. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Mali.